Hey y'all, good morning. I'm here outside with the chickens on a foggy, misty morning and just wanted to go over kind of what I did in 2022 and talk about the progress I made. Number one on my list is clearly planting all of these trees in the front and developing all these swales with a chip drop delivery. I did the chip drop in the back September of 2021, but this was done in January of this year. So my yard did not look like this time last year. It was just grass. And so now I've got all of these fruit trees, red buds, maples, all different kinds of things. And all of this was installed this year, including that persimmon down there. So, huge accomplishment. And I did all of that in January and February. So, really, really proud of myself. And looking back, I can't believe that I did all of this. And I know right now at this time of year things are dying and it's kind of sad and hard to be positive about what I've done and the progress I've made, but just thinking back to what it looked like and knowing the changes that I've made and how nice it's going to look after I winter prune and get these trees straightened up, and in a couple years they'll be producing and it's going to be a forest here, and I'm going to have so much more interplanted in between. So I just can't believe I did this. Makes me so proud of myself. Number one. Number two is the chicken coop and the chickens. I didn't have plans to get chickens until like 2024. I was planning out all the things I really wanted to do to make us more sustainable, and chickens were high up on the list, but we have a lot of stuff we wanted to do. So that all changed when we mentioned that we want chickens to our cousin Lucy and Thomas, and Thomas started building us this coop, and so we went and got 3 chicks, and now we get basically 3 eggs a day, pretty much always. This one's warm, so this is from this morning, and the other 2 haven't laid yet, so they just super fresh egg, and the other 2 will lay soon. They pretty much always do. It's very rare that they don't. So that's number 2. That was a huge thing for us, is getting these chickens and adding in their not only egg production but their pest control and tilling. Although it can be pretty indiscriminate and they tear up some areas, I can go behind them and repair that. This isn't a beauty contest back here. It's supposed to be a functioning ecosystem, and so I'm trying to introduce as many elements as I can, and the fertilizer that these 3 lovely ladies offer is just so great. Look, they tear up around here a little bit. They like to tear up back here, but this is an area along this fence here and over here that I'm letting them tear up, and I want them to tear up. I don't want them to go into the neighbor's yard and get eaten by the dog, but I do want them to keep tilling comfrey that I'm throwing into this, and it's already becoming really, really rich. So this is going to be a nice bed next year, hopefully, if it's not too acidic from these pines. So we'll see. They like to till up my mayhaw too, which I'm probably going to move this mayhaw. I don't like thorns. I've cut all the thorns off the lower part here because my kids, well, mostly Asher plays right here, but Avi will soon. Anyway, chickens, number 2. Number 3, I started a nursery and landscaping business, and I've done a little bit of consultation work helping a friend with their landscaping business, and so I've done a little bit of work on that under her certification, but I am not yet certified, so I'm not doing that, anything solo consultations or anything like that yet. But I have been starting tons of cuttings and doing lots of propagation, and that's just gonna get me some stock for when I'm ready. And I'm gonna, in the spring, in like late February or mid-February probably, I'm gonna do winter pruning on all of my trees, and at that point I'll do a lot more cuttings, and I'll do a video showing that winter pruning, and I'll do a video showing rooting all those cuttings. All these pomegranates were just from cuttings. These Suicene mulberry, same. More pomegranates. The mulberries took really well, but a lot of them have lost their leaves now for the winter. Those are all rooted though, all those Persian and a lot of these Pakistan ones. Aside from that, I'm going to move forward with trying to get certified and maybe build some air prune boxes over for this area. I'll put them all along here, and then I can grow trees in this little area right here, bare root trees. So that's my plan for 2023, but it's also a huge thing I did in 2022, a big step forward. Look at this, this just started blooming. It hasn't even opened up all the way, but it's so beautiful. Let me get in there. Right. So I've complained a lot about my potted plants and considered getting rid of them in the past, but after this freeze and being able to see all this green, I really appreciate having these. Really appreciate having all this green, because there's the roses, there's the bananas, the gardenias are still green, but my creek bed, the jasmine and iris, all of the non-natives, jasmine, iris, and ligustrum, are all green. The iris are technically a cultivar, Louisiana iris, but they're not a native one. And then these comfrey are already starting to grow back. I cut them back a lot because they took a ton of damage in the freeze. Blackberries are losing all their leaves. The end.